Well, this is a good time of first, isn't it?
I baked cakes yesterday that I'm taking to work for charity for the first time.
And I'm wearing trousers that are very, very white. I have not worn this kind of acid wash jeans ever.
Alrighty, so today's video is going to be a bit more of a recappy one rather than a live one. And by live, I don't mean live streamed, I just mean like there's not been much going on in the video, more just audio recapping what's happened today. So if you're looking for more visual stimulation and live action stuff, then today's video is not for you, for me to skip it. But if you're happy just sitting there listening to my day, then feel free to continue. But yeah, it's like 5:30 in the afternoon / evening now. What time does the evening start? Would you say 5? Say 5 is evening? When's the cutoff point from afternoon? Is it a pre-evening? A pre-evening? Either way, whatever. That sun's very bright, bloody hell. Yeah, it's 5:30 in the evening. We're going with evening, by the way. I've been working all day, so like 6 a.m. till like 4 in the afternoon. I would say afternoon I said that time, so 4 is not evening, but 5 might be. So we're getting there. We're refining it down. We're narrowing the thresholds here. But I met up with Jo in the nearby to my work. She's looking for a gift for her niece. Sorry, I slowed down for a second there. I was trying to think of what the term is for your sister's daughter. It's niece, right? And of course I then bought some more stuff for her as well because she's turning 4. So I had to get her a little gift and I had to get a few little bits. And then we wandered up the rest of the restaurant area and got a burger at Five Guys as well, which is pretty darn good. Never going to say no to a burger. But what you obviously do want to hear is how the cakes went. Our cake day was a real success. Everyone brought some really nice looking cakes in. I didn't manage to video any of it because unfortunately there was loads of the logo for the brand that I work for all over the place. And I was in the store, so I couldn't video it because I don't really want to record vlogs of myself or in my surroundings whilst I'm at work. I have to make sure that's a real sort of clear line between this and my work life. Like, I can talk about work, but only in a very vague sense, and I definitely don't want to show any of it. But they went down really well. I had a couple of my friends who I work with tried my Pig Beautiful cupcakes and they were very impressed and very surprised that the chocolate came out too in a good way as well. So that was a nice little treat. And there were some really beautiful cakes that people made. Some people made some huge, like really nice looking things. It was really quite impressive actually. And some that didn't look too great, but tasted fabulous. I didn't taste all of them. I tasted like maybe 3 or 4, I don't know. But little Bakewell tarts someone made. Some that were like ginger, orange and pistachio and all sorts of weird crazy mixes. There was some really good things. And then there was one other guy, and I've not laughed as hard as I have today for quite some time. There was one guy who I guess must have forgotten that we were doing it. And he was out last night, I guess drinking, but probably not too much. But basically he didn't sleep. So he worked yesterday morning, 6 a.m. I was up through the day, then was up all night partying with his mates. Got home at like 4:30 in the morning and then came to work at 5:30. And on his way, walking into work, he stopped into a petrol station on the path that he took and bought 2 cakes from a BP garage at 5:30 in the morning. So I opened the door to these guys who are waiting to come in. There's a girl I work with who's made these beautiful cupcakes, handmade, handcrafted, really nice quality cupcakes in a very nice Tupperware container. And then next to her is this guy who's frantically trying to peel the £1 sticker off his cakes that he's just bought from a garage at 5:30 in the morning. And they were the most horrendous looking things I've ever seen. They looked so dry. They looked awful. They'd literally been sitting on this garage shelf for months and probably didn't expire for another few months as well. It was horrific. And he was defending them to death. He was fighting like how quality they were, you know. He was defending them. He even tried with them himself, but even he had to admit that at least one of them was utter garbage. He said that it didn't just have no flavour, it had negative flavour, it had minus flavour, it absorbed flavour from his mouth. No, it was probably a you had to be there kind of moment, but honestly, I've not laughed so hard in my life. It was fantastic, so good. So a really fun morning. We didn't get an amazing turnout from other people. Like we invited other stores and other companies to come in and donate their money and eat some cake. And basically nobody came. Like one other person did and bought like 4 cakes for £4. So she got a good deal there. So the turnout from the rest of the community wasn't so hard, unfortunately. But the community within the store and around and with our sort of our friends of friends kind of thing was really good. Like the people who weren't working that day did come in and they brought their kids and stuff, and that was great. So a real fun community day for us and our friends, you know. And we raised like 80 quid, I think. It was nothing special. Like I donated a £5 and I made cake, so it was all sort of quite low money, but it was fun and we enjoyed it. At least I enjoyed it anyway. And we did raise a bit of money for charity too, which you can never sniff at really. And it all helps. It all contributes, doesn't it? And then the rest of my afternoon I spent sort of setting up the rest of the next week, because I'm not in work next week. I'm not in at all. I'm off for a little while now, which is really cool. Means that I can actually hopefully try and paint the living room over this week. And I don't think we're going to get the carpet from the guy who measured my carpet earlier. I think we're going to go somewhere else. Now I feel a bit harsh on the guy saying, you come out, bring your samples and all that stuff. And I even penciled in a date for them. I penciled in a date sort of like 3 weeks from now to actually get it fitted. But I haven't paid any money. I didn't confirm anything. It was all sort of penciled in, you know. So I think I'm going to have to call them up on Monday and say we don't really want to go that route. Because I think we can pay the same sort of amount of money for another company, another local company that will include fitting. And they just seem a bit, I don't want to say better, I don't want to say more professional, but they have a different vibe, a different tone, a different sort of attitude. And the way that they calculate like fitting and stuff seemed a bit more reasonable. This one seems very much sort of like they pull the numbers out of their ass sometimes. So when that guy went back to make the numbers up, it didn't seem to be that particularly well calculated. It was more a case of sort of, well, we have to buy this carpet, so that's one you're gonna have to have. And they classed the living room as 2 rooms because it was a long one. I was like, well, hold on, they're fitting £45 per room, that kind of thing. What's going on here? It just got very confusing very fast. And the more I spoke on the phone to this other person from the company, I just sort of started feeling a bit like I wasn't in control of the situation. I didn't really know what was happening. I was just sort of along for the ride saying, she threw numbers at me and I'd be like, okay, fine. And granted, I was in the middle of Asda at the time, so it was yesterday happening when I was trying to buy all the cooking stuff, so I wasn't completely with it. But it seemed very much like I was not in control of the situation. I was just sort of agreeing to whatever she was saying. And in this situation, I'm the customer in that scenario, and I feel like it should be me sort of saying what I need and what price they can do for it, rather than me just sort of saying, okay, so I guess we'll do that instead kind of thing. Honestly, that's one reason why I hate going to the dentist and the hairdressers and stuff. Those kind of places where they do things to you, you're not a customer. You don't get a say. You're the product. So they don't have to be nice to you. They don't have to be kind. They don't have to be friendly. You're the thing they're creating. You're not the person who's having the service. You know, like you're not going to buy things and you're going to be treated well. You're going there to be worked on. And I don't like that vibe. I don't like that feeling. It makes me very uneasy. That's why I always cut my own hair. Like, it's just, at least I can get rid of one of those things. You know, dentist, I can't do my own dentistry. I'll draw the line there. I'm not crazy, but I do not enjoy it. And that's the reason why I don't care about the machinery and the gas and all the drugs and stuff, whatever they do. I don't care about that. I don't care about the pain sometimes. I just don't like how it feels as a person. But either way, it looks like we're going to go to a different carpet company. What a tangent that was. I went off talking about carpet and then into how I feel as a person. Bloody hell. But yeah, so I think we're probably going to go for a different company who is also local to me anyway. And we're going to go look at the carpets there again and just double check which ones we want. And then we'll order and get them fitted. Because it looks like they can probably get it fitted a lot sooner than the other company would have anyway. So it seems like just a better idea all around really. Maybe a little bit more money, but I think it'll get a better service out of it. So we shall see.
Oh, okay, so I'm just putting these towels back up there after I put them in the tumble dryer. But we actually just watched Star Trek Beyond. It's the latest of the rebooted Star Trek movies. And by latest, I don't mean new. It's been out for about 2 years now, if not a little longer. And those rebooted movies, they get a bit of a bad rep. They haven't got the best reviews. They're not the most widely critiqued ones, in positive at least. But honestly, I quite enjoyed it. I know it's not very Trek, and there's a lot less debates and talking and things like the original Star Trek would have had, which I think is probably why it gets a bit of a bad rep amongst the die-hard fans. But for me, who likes a bit of action and a bit of drama and a bit of, you know, just lots of very cool visuals, I quite enjoyed it. So honestly, if you wanted me to recommend it, I would actually recommend it. I think it's worth a watch if you've not seen it yet. But only if you like sci-fi and lots of graphics and stuff. It was really cool, really cool. But I said it'd be a weird video today, and it is. And this is the end of said weird video, and the very awkward, weird, forced ending this is as well. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, a like rating is very appreciated. But otherwise, I'm back tomorrow at 7 PM UK time for the next daily vlog. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.